All right, the chat is live. So we had an eventful evening yesterday. We went and saw a movie that we'll talk about. A lot
Twisters,
of things
baby.
happened.
Twisters.
Yeah, we saw Twisters. A lot of things happening too while we were watching Twisters. We had some Spurs signings we'll talk about. And old girl that we're talking about the other day. We're just talking about the national anthem. She came out and said that she was drunk. She's in rehab. We buying this or not? We'll discuss that.
Dude, I am just waking up.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a new Spurs mural that's making the rounds.
Is the CP3 one?
Yeah, CP3. I just posted that early this morning. I woke up and I saw it. So I was like, oh, how about that? Our boy Tex-Mex Frank, he just posted right now. I want to repost it. 53 days until Cowboys football. The sadness begins for Cowboy fan in 53 days.
Nah, they'll win 12 games.
Man, it's going to be another horrid season. What's up, Midtown, Texas? Good morning. Harry Austin says, good morning, good morning. We're still 1,006 subscribers strong as of this morning.
Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the west side of San Antonio. My name's Mike Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia. Joe, I almost missed today's show. 1,006 subscribers strong, but I almost missed the show because 20 minutes ago,
you slept in.
Dude, I never sleep in, man. Every morning I wake up between 6:30 and 7:30. Don't even need to set the alarm. It's just going to happen.
Like clockwork.
My dogs will wake me up, or the sun will wake me up, or whatever will happen, and I'll just wake up. 20 minutes ago, it was 9:40. I rolled over, woke up, and I was like, man, I'm a little bit groggy. And I looked at my phone, and it said 9:40. I jumped up, ran to the shower, took a 7-minute shower, got dressed in 3 minutes. I was like, I got to wear a Spurs shirt, right? Put on a Spurs shirt, put on some shorts, and I ran out the door. Drove down Petrenko Road all the way over here. I'm giving you a call going, Joe, literally, I have not prepped for today's show, okay?
Yeah.
Literally, I have not prepped for today's show. It is 9:52. I woke up 12 minutes ago. I somehow in that 12-minute span brushed my teeth, right? Because, again, I brushed my teeth in the shower. And, I peed in the shower as well. Yeah. So made my way down here. And, Joe, it's not like I did anything last night that was, like, crazy. I didn't go out drinking. I didn't stay out late at night. I just went to bed around midnight like I always do.
Yeah. The only thing that we did was go see that movie Twisters.
Yeah. It wasn't like I didn't go to the gym like I said I was going to.
Oh, that's right. You told me you were going to go.
I went to go see Twisters.
Yeah.
Came home, watched a little bit of Dateline, and went to bed. That's all I did.
Yeah.
And I slept for 9.5 hours. My body is not used to that. I typically sleep for like 5 or 6 hours at night. Little insomnia sometimes. But, man, I am back. And we're going to talk sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We know some things that we want to talk about because the Spurs, they like the team they got, right? They picked up 2 more players, or should I say they brought back 2 more players, and we're now at 15. I think that's it. I think the Spurs have the roster already filled out, and I was on Spurs Twitter last night, and they were like, this is just the 22-win team coming back with Harrison Barnes.
And CP3.
And CP3, right? And half the season from CP3 because he'll be hurt.
Yeah.
But Spurs fans are kind of like in 2 different camps right now. You know how there was Team Tank and Team Plan? Now there's this team, we like the team we got, like seriously. And there's others who are like, we didn't do enough. So we're going to get your input. You want to have part of that input rather. Our YouTube stream is up and running. Harry Austin saying 53 days till the Cowboys season starts.
Don't do that to yourself, Harry.
I'm excited.
Don't do that to yourself.
I'm excited for the NFL season. We'll need to get into the NBA tax apron because that was some news this morning on ESPN.com.
Yeah.
About how some teams are like, wait a minute. there's some bite in the salary cap now, and are now upset about it because it used to be kind of like baseball.
Yeah.
You have the haves and the have-nots. You have the Yankees who spend all the money in the world, the Dodgers and the Cubs and the Red Sox, and then you've got the Royals and the Brewers down low, right? It's the haves and the have-nots. The NBA was kind of getting that way. And this year, the 2023 collective bargaining rules took effect. And teams had to maneuver differently. That's why Lauri Markkanen is where he's at. That's why Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was lost by a championship contending team. It's interesting. And the NBA, Adam Silver brought up in an interview yesterday that 6 teams have won the NBA championship in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Does this mean he's going out to break up dynasties? And what does that mean for the Spurs? Because aren't we supposed to potentially have a dynasty with Victor Wembanyama? Are the rules going to make it difficult to do such a thing? So we'll get into that as well. I had nothing to drink last night. Take that back. I had one drink last night. I had an old-fashioned.
Yeah.
That was before we got together.
Okay. Yeah, you were at the Spurs Club.
Yes. Had an old-fashioned. Had a business meeting out there. Didn't get drunk. Just one drink. Didn't even get buzzed. Just one drink, right? But the lady who went out there and sang the national anthem at the home run derby had more than just one old-fashioned, okay?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, she says she's going to rehab now because of her performance. Not because of her performance, but because she claims she was drunk, not only drunk, but drunk off her ass when she went out there. Should we forgive her for this? Can she ever live this down? We're going to have some pop culture news as well. Tiger Woods says that he was affected by the assassination attempt on Donald Trump.
I saw that.
And also, a summer blockbuster finally released. We finally have a summer blockbuster because typically this happens, early June, July. We typically go rush to the movies. But this year, all the good movies are coming out mid-July towards the end of the year, even up until December.
Yeah. October, November, December. Yeah.
The first real big one came out because last year, remember, it was all Oppenheimer, Barbie.
The Barbenheimer. That's right.
You
didn't like Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer was so overrated.
Just like Rudy?
So overrated. Yes. Rudy's a crap movie. But we finally got one. We got Twisters. And I'll be honest with you. I went into it thinking, just please don't suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Just please
don't be corny.
Suck. And we'll give our review about it. We'll no spoilers. No spoilers. But again, we see a lot of people on the stream right now. Sith Elias is there. Chris Gonzalez.
He said he saw the wrong movie because he had retweeted that he saw Titty Twisters.
Oh, yes. Yes. I saw the meme. I saw the meme. Which, by the way, think about that. Think about like all the different things that used to do to kids that people would do to you or you would do to them.
Yeah.
The Titty Twisters, the Purple Nurples, the what was it called when you would lick like your finger and put it in someone's ear?
Oh yeah, the Purple Nurple.
That what that was?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So stupid. So stupid. Remember wedgies?
Oh man, one of my friends and his sister used to do something disgusting. He said that when they're kids, they used to fart on their hand, and then they would put their hand on each other's face, like to cup their face, so they could smell it. And I was like, that's disgusting, dude. Things that kids used to do back then,
So gross.
Gross, dude.
So gross. But will we have a special guest today? Maybe not. We're also looking at a special guest for next week. So I'm hammering out the details, dotting I's, crossing T's, praying that this guy comes through.
Yeah.
Possibly a big name.
Our manager, Sean.
Yeah, our manager. Yeah. A good guy, man. Good guy.
I told Sean he's the official manager of the show.
So beyond the Purple Nurple, the Wet Willy is what everyone is talking about.
The Wet Willy, dude.
We have some people watching from far away. Jason Garcia calling in from Portland, Oregon. My man.
Yeah. So Jason,
working for Bowen.
He actually stopped by my house unannounced. It was a surprise, dude. He was in town on the weekend. So Saturday he stopped by for a little bit, said hi.
Yeah.
Got to talk with him. He surprised his dad, actually. He came into town because his dad was missing him. Came in to say hi to his pops for the weekend. Went back.
That's awesome.
And congratulations to Jason because he got another job. So it's a better opportunity for him. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think it's same company, but a different location. That's the thing about travel. If you have the ability to do so, just go.
Yeah.
Just go. And I am 47 years old, and I have come to the conclusion this year, especially because I'm going through a divorce, and that'll be finalized October, November. I don't ever want to be old. I don't ever want to be old. I go on Facebook, Instagram, and I see my friends from high school, class of 95, 30-year anniversary, 30-year reunion will be next year. And I see how old a lot of my friends are getting. And I'm not just saying in looks, but I'm saying they're getting old in attitude. They're getting old in what they do, and they don't do crap. You ask a friend, hey, you want to go grab a drink? And they're like, nah, I'll stay home. You want to
tired.
You want to go watch the game? And it's like, when did you get old? So I think that I'm a young 47, Joe.
You're still young and fun.
I am not James Pledger. James Pledger is a super young 42, right? 43,
He's got
whatever
those
he is.
guns, baby. He got those guns. He works out like Jefe.
Okay, and Jefe, okay, well, here's the thing. Jefe and James don't have any kids that they know about.
Hey, true enough, man.
Okay, so they can be young because they've never gone through the grind, right? But I realize that I have a 7th grader now, and I have one through college. I will be an empty nester in 5 years.
And you have your son.
I have my son, but I will be an empty nester.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking to myself, I want to be young, and I want to do young things. Instead, I see my friends, tending to gardens. I see my friends, doing woodwork.
Taking up knitting.
Yeah, crocheting.
God,
I see my friends doing Zumba. And I'm like, get off your ass and go do something fun. Go out, do something. That's why I respect like Fernandez and Steph, right? I know they're younger than me, but still, they like to be out and about and go be part of the community, go out and about and meet people.
Yeah.
Little Mac with some positive energy coming in saying, sleep 8 hours, stay away from alcohol, drink water, eat well, and exercise. You'll stay young forever.
True.
Okay, here's the thing about the alcohol. I kind of need it, man. Now, here's the thing. I don't need alcohol daily, but I need it at least once a week. Okay, I can go straight away from alcohol for 6 days, be perfectly fine. But if I'm with my girl, if I'm with my boys, if I'm with whomever, I need to have a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
To loosen me up a little bit. That's what I'm saying.
Sith Elias is day
3 million of Mike mentioning living life after the divorce.
Hey, man.
It's a deal, dude. I mean, 12 years down the drain.
It's a life event.
12 years down the drain. And it's funny. The people who kind of make fun of that, and it's not just him. There's other people on the stream. They've never gone through it.
Yeah, man.
And dude, when it came down last year, it was also the same time that I got laid off because I didn't take a pay cut at San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah.
And it was the same time that my business partner up and took another job. It was at the same time my dog died. Dude, my life got punched in the face.
You got KO'd, bro. KO'd.
That was it, man. It was Mike Tyson and Peter McNeely. Life was Mike Tyson. I was Peter McNeely. And getting up off the mat is difficult, and you need to have a support system.
What was that infamous saying? Down goes Frazier.
Down goes Frazier. But I didn't say no mas.
Yeah.
I didn't Roberto Duran it. I didn't say no mas. I got up, went to therapy, did all that, stayed in contact with you, reconnected with Sean, reconnected with my best friends Alex and Sean, and a lot of childhood friends, Valerie, and all of them came up and they said, hey, get better. Get better. Get better.
Yeah. She's the one that gave you the kick in the ass.
She did give me a kick in the ass. In December, she was like, hey, when are you going to do that podcast again?
What the F are you doing?
I was like, I don't know, man. And I don't think I will. And she was like, did it make you happy? Did you like doing it? I said, yes. And then she goes, well, then just do it.
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I was like, all right. I gave you a call and I said, Monday.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And we were back on the air. And it was right around the right time. It was the beginning of January. We started the year off straight and said, we're going to do this consistently. Now we have 1,006 subscribers. We're 994 away from 2,000. Okay. I'm going to do the math. By this time next year, I want 2,500. By this time next year,
25.
I want 2,500. And it's going to pick up because we're going to have college football season. Dude, think about it right now. We are in the The
lull.
lull. We're in the summer swoon because I'm not going to talk baseball, dude. I'll talk about baseball in the playoffs in October, September, October.
That's when we become Rangers fans.
Yes, exactly. That's when we go drink over at Stout House.
Piss off freaking Big Boppy, Brandon Medina.
Yes.
Chris Leon.
Because baseball sucks, dude. It's 162 games and no one cares. No one cares. But I like going to the games.
Yeah.
I'll be at an Astros game next week for the first time ever. But no one cares about July baseball, right? NBA, NFL dominate the sports.
Yeah.
Right? The occasional golf tournament, we're going to have the Olympics this year, Team USA basketball. That'll get more run than what did the Astros do against the Mariners. That'll get more run than what did the Rangers do against the Angels.
Yeah.
Sith Elias saying Mike lived a country song.
You did.
You know what? But I also lived a Rocky IV song because I came back, and I started punching back at life, went back to my old employer, right? I'm self-employed, but I worked through a firm, went back over there, was named vice president, and I'm doing that. My business was rocking and rolling, still is.
Yeah.
Off the mat, dude. Going out, hanging out with friends, making friends, meeting people.
Slapping asses.
Slapping
Kissing
asses.
babies.
Kissing babies. Very nice. Very nice. But I did wake up late today. I'm rambling, but I'm excited. Let's talk some Spurs, man, because the announcement last night, you and I were at the Palladium, about to walk into the movie theater when the announcement was made. Adrian Wojnarowski announced that the Spurs have brought back Mamu.
Fan favorite,
$2.2 million deal, the 25-year-old power forward back with the Spurs. And the Spurs have also brought back Charles Bassey. Same contract, $2.2 million. Now, these are one-year deals, so the Spurs can always get out of them if need be.
Yeah, and that leaves right now they have $8 million with the mid-level exemption. So in order for them to use that full $8 million mid-level exemption, they would actually have to waive somebody in order to use that. Or the other thing they can do, since it looks like their roster is solidified right now, they have 2 spots open right now for two-way contracts that they could fill.
Right, and the two-way contracts aren't going to be eating into that.
No.
So right now, Shams Charania was the one who brought us the story about Charles Bassey agreeing to a fully guaranteed one-year, $2.2 million deal. Keep in mind, NBA teams need to spend at least 90% of the salary cap, and they're filling in the gap. Now, if you have a mid-level exception, right, $7 million, I'm assuming that rolls into the season. So let's say that the Spurs go to the rodeo road trip and are 500 ball. Let's say that they're 30-30 or 25-25 going into February. You have some cap space still available. You could do an in-season trade.
Yeah,
you could do an in-season trade and maybe absorb some space and have a weapon there for you. You don't want to shoot it all and blow your wad, if you will.
Yeah, but if you don't use the money, it still goes back into the player pool.
Right, but I think they're already past that 90% threshold.
Yeah,
they're already there, but they already have. If they're going to have $7-8 million, somebody, a free agent comes around, someone who is not signed, for example. There are some players who go into the NBA season who weren't signed for one reason or another. Maybe it's because they were injured. Maybe it's because they want to come back from Greece, or they want
Patrick
to come back.
Beverly,
somebody like that,
decided he's going to go play overseas now, but they could sign him.
Somebody wants to come back.
No.
Little Max says Bouye deserves a two-way. Dude, Bouye's been balling out there.
He has been balling, man. I agree with you.
He's got one hell of a set of hair. And when I say hell, I'm talking about HE double hockey sticks, because he has a bald spot that rivals LeBron. He is 25 years old. He looks 45 years old.
It don't matter, dude. That dude's balling right now, man.
Dude, he is fighting for his NBA life. A guy that was not drafted out of San Francisco, has bounced around the NBA. He has sniffed an NBA court. He was brought onto a court. He's been to the bigs, if you will. He played for 2 weeks in the NBA, got brought back down to the G League, bounced to the Spurs. I wouldn't doubt that this guy starts knocking on the door if somebody gets hurt. If Chris Paul III misses 30 games like he always does, and we need another point guard on the roster, Bouye bringing on in, come in from Austin.
I wouldn't be mad if the Spurs gave him a two-way contract. They still have one open, which they could see what transpires in training camp,
right,
and see what they need to do. If they like a guy and they want to bring him in,
So some people are excited about this, right? Because fan favorites. Mamu famously last season, when they put him in the lineup with Wemby, got the best out of Wemby, was getting him going like a hype man on the court. At power forward, they had a nice little two-man game going.
Yeah.
You know, we were asking the question, what point guard is going to get the ball to Wemby? Because Trey Jones struggled to do that. Devin Vassell struggled to do that. Keldon struggled at that. Sohan had a hard time getting the ball into Wemby, but guess who didn't? Mamu. Mamu has like, hey, I got you the ball. Where do you want it?
Yeah.
I'll get you in your spot. And Mamu was showing some flashes there of competence at an NBA level because he knew his role playing with Wemby. So with Mamu coming back, I'm supportive of, because again, it's all about putting the pieces of the puzzle together and do the puzzles fit.
Yeah.
Dominic Barlow was not brought back on this team. The puzzle piece did not fit.
Yeah, they just bringing back Bassies for insurance. You know, that way they can have at least somebody that can go ahead and fill that center slot, you know, because they're kind of thin in that position already.
I like what the Spurs have done this offseason. And what's her name? She goes by Zed's Dead on
oh yeah, Zed's Dead. Our fan from Australia, dude. She's been in the Spurs Twitter for quite some time. Her account got shut down. She had to make another one, but I love her handle name, dude. Zed's Dead.
Yeah, reference to Pulp Fiction. So, you know, she and I were going back and forth in a positive way. We weren't like at each other's throats. Not this time. Last year, maybe a few times, but we weren't at each other's throats. We were bringing up the fact that Brian Wright, are we starting to believe in him? Are we starting to have faith in the process? Trust the process? Or was it one of those things where the process took so long that a lot of people lost faith when it came to it? Because he has won some trades, he has lost some trades. He won the trade for DeJounte Murray because we're looking at getting an unprotected pick,
swap picks
in 2025 from Atlanta, 26 swap, 27 first rounder. It looks like we won that one. But it also looks like Brian Wright lost the trade involving Derek White. Because we got Blake Wesley and a swap.
Yeah.
Right. Then you take a look at other things that Brian Wright has done.
Getting
Josh Primo.
Yeah. Oh, God,
getting Josh Primo, right? When we could have gotten
Sengun,
Alperen Sengun. It was drafting Jeremy Sohan when we could have gotten Jalen Williams. Now, a lot of Spurs fans love Sohan. That's great. But as of right now, the better NBA player is Jalen Williams. And the Spurs could have gotten him, right?
Could have used his help.
The Spurs passed up certain players, and Tyrese Maxey was available.
What did they say? He's not a very Spursy player.
Right.
Is that the acronym that everybody uses, right?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So whenever I see people ask me questions about Brian Wright, and people ask me questions about him all the time, I'm of the opinion right now that based on where the Spurs were back on May 1, Brian Wright has done a perfect job. I don't like a lot of what he did prior to May 1, but where we were at that point in time, at a 22-60 season, where we were at that time, Brian Wright has done a perfect job.
Yeah.
He's gone out and he used the number 4 pick to get Stephon Castle. And man, I was mentioning Stephon Castle on Locked On Spurs since like December.
But Reed Shepherd looked awfully good in Summer League, man.
Well, either one. I would have been happy with either one, but I didn't think Reed Shepherd was going to fall to 4 unless Houston did a trade.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have been happy with Reed Shepherd as well. But Stephon Castle was the one that I look at and I go, that guy is a Spur.
That's a baller, man.
That is a Spur. And they also hear the fact that his father played college ball with Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
That guy is a Spur.
You know who else is coming up clutch for us as well? Want to give a shout out to one of our listeners because he's always an avid listener.
Yeah.
Been there. One of the guys has been there since day one, right? Our boy, Mario Cavazos. He's on vacation right now.
Nice.
Over in Orlando, right? He's over there at the Universal Studios with his family. And look at what he's wearing, dude.
Oh, Alamo City Sportscast gear, baby.
We're represented over in Florida, the
That's
great
right.
land, the great state of Florida.
That's right,
you know?
baby.
Thanks, Mario.
Appreciate that. Hey, Sith Elias saying Mamu coming back, end of the bench, puts us at 45 wins. I mean, I don't know if it's 45 wins, but the over-under, according to DraftKings.com, the sports online book, the sports book, rather, And Jeff Garcia has an article about that on Kens5.com, at Jeff G. Spurs on Twitter and on X and Threads. 35.5 is the over-under.
Yeah, look at Little Mac. He says, is Wemby on this team if Derek White isn't traded?
Okay, that doesn't mean anything. I don't understand that line of thought. Well, if Derek White was on the team, we wouldn't get Wemby. That doesn't mean that Brian Wright was doing the correct things at all times.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the Spurs had a 14% chance of getting Victor Wembanyama. Even if they had gone 0-82, it was only a 14% chance. The Spurs got lucky and got the 14% chance. So to say, well, if we had Derek White, we wouldn't have him. If Joshua Primo hadn't dropped the towel, we wouldn't have him. If we had gotten Sengun, we wouldn't have had him. That does not absolve the past sins.
Past sins of Brian Wright.
It doesn't. It doesn't absolve it.
Oh, man.
In fact, all you're doing is shining a big fat spotlight on it and showing how his career being Brian Wright, got resurrected by a 14% chance actually happening, because there was a better chance of us getting Amen Thompson or Scoot Henderson that draft.
Let me ask a better question. If Brian Wright hadn't gotten lucky with Wemby, would he still have his job?
No, he wouldn't.
Spurs fans would be saying, what have you done for me?
And would Greg Popovich still be head coach? If the Spurs lost that draft and it was Amen Thompson or Osar Thompson or somebody of that ilk, Brandon Miller, draft, they wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Brian Wright would be, I don't know, assistant GM for the Charlotte Hornets at this point.
Shanghai Sharks.
That's exactly what it would be. But now, because he lucked into that 14% chance, all the little things that he was doing in the background, collecting the draft picks, becomes a thing. The Spurs have the ability to have 4 first-rounders this year. It's going to be 2. Chicago's going to tank, and that top 10 protected pick will be kicked into 26.
Yeah.
That Charlotte pick will never convey. That was part of the DeJounte trade. That's going to get turned into second-rounders because that's top 14 protected. But the Spurs have a swap with Atlanta in 26. The Spurs will more than likely have Chicago's pick in 26.
Yeah.
The Spurs will have Atlanta's pick in 27. The Spurs have swaps in 30 and 31. The Spurs have a first rounder in 31 rather, that belongs to Minnesota.
Spurs looking good for their future, man.
They didn't give up the draft capital. So when Spurs fans are coming out right now and saying, like Zed's dad saying, hey, didn't we just bring back the 22 and 60 team? How are we going to be even better? It's all about the fact that we've improved certain places, certain spots.
This is funny, dude. Speaking of scenarios, if Primo hadn't dropped the towel,
repeatedly,
would he still be here?
Repeatedly.
And who's to say what would have happened if Primo would have conveyed? Because it seemed like he was on the cusp of actually doing something, but this whole debacle just derailed his whole career.
His whole career, man. We saw that with Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
When you get exposed for being a
cochino,
suddenly you're not as good. We saw somebody say that they're going to the splash pads.
Look at that. That's a good comment there from Little Mac. Pop would have retired.
Because there'd be nothing there. There's nothing there to teach. Nothing there to coach.
Well, you're saying somebody said they're going to the splash pads?
Over at the Rocket La Cantera, which is really cool. So you can take your kids out there. It's absolutely free. So you don't have to go to SeaWorld to get on the splash pads. You don't have to go to Morgan's Wonderland to go on the splash pads. You just go to the Rocket La Cantera. They've opened up a second parking lot.
Yeah.
And you can go over there and just enjoy the water.
Yeah, as one of our avid listeners too, Hooper Flash. Thanks for watching, man. By the way, he's going to be going to the splash pads with his family. So good for him, man. You know what? It's expensive, dude, to go to Aquatica at SeaWorld. We live right now a couple minutes away from SeaWorld. But to get there, if you don't have season passes, I mean, trying to buy that one-day ticket is ridiculous. You got to buy the ticket to get in, so you need the SeaWorld ticket, right?
Right.
Then you got to buy the Aquatica ticket, and that's at a hefty price as well.
Okay, first of all, do the season passes at
the
SeaWorld.
Way to go, man.
Okay, you go to Aquatica, right? Like $80 to get in the SeaWorld.
Like $150
then
per person.
You add Aquatica, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that you can get, and this is not an advertisement for them. Okay, we don't get anything for it. We don't get a dime or a dollar.
Yeah.
I spend $20 a month. So you don't even have to buy it like in full.
Yeah, outright.
I get $20 a month. I get my pass to SeaWorld and Aquatica and all the other SeaWorld properties nationwide. And it also comes when you have a season pass, you get 30% off all the food and drink. You know, the food and drink is expensive, right?
Yeah.
You go get chicken strips. It's like $13.
I get the refillable cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you do any of that, it's like $13. You're like, man, why am I spending $14 on chicken strips? But when they take off that 35%, it makes it $8, $9. You're like, okay,
not bad.
It all adds up. And if you go 3 or 4 times a year, you actually made money.
Yeah, you save money.
You saved enough. It's like Costco. You have to spend $5,000 a year at Costco to make it worth it, because that's, you get a 2% back on your fee.
Yeah.
You gotta go to SeaWorld at least 4 times and use the season pass. It's $20 a month, man. $20 a month. That's a movie ticket right there. $20 a month. And you get to go to SeaWorld as much as you want, right? And you get to park closer. You get to park at a good place, not park way out in the boonies where everybody else is at, right?
Yeah.
But the Spurs, again, have their 15-man roster already there. Remember when I said this, Joe? I said this in March. Julian Champagnie had played his way out of the NBA. Well, he played his way out of the Spurs. What did I call him? Cardio. I said he was out there getting cardio, and Julian Champagnie, so many Spurs fans on Spurs Twitter were all about, well, man, I mean, he showed improvement. What games were they watching?
Yeah.
Champagnie didn't even look like a G League player out there. And just removing him, not only from the lineup, from the roster, but removing him from the starting lineup is big. And putting in Harrison Barnes, who knocks down threes at a 39% clip, who averages 14, 15 points per game, who has started 82 games last season and the season before. He's out there not doing load management. He goes and plays every single freaking game. That right there has got to be worth at least 8 wins. A competent small forward, because you asked the question this. I asked the question this. How many teams would Wemby start for? 30, right? Every team would have him on the starting lineup. How many would have had Champagnie? The Spurs are the only team in the NBA that would have had Julian Champagnie as a starter. You put in Harrison Barnes, who maybe half the teams would have started him. Makes your team better. You now have an official team. How many teams would start Devin Vassell? More than half. So now the Spurs have actual talent out there.
Yeah.
The Spurs finally have talent around them. So if I think that Harrison Barnes is worth 8 wins, that gets us to 30. If I think Chris Paul is going to be able to teach Trey Jones and Stephon Castle, that might add 4 or 5 wins. And then can we get a leap from other players? Can Sohan, who is now no longer needed to be shooting 3 after 3 after 3, if he could go out there and just do what he does best, can the Spurs be better as a collective? Can Wemby take a leap? What does Vassell have when it comes to a leap? Now, I question, what is Keldon Johnson doing? Because Keldon Johnson, I don't know where he is in this lineup.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's a 6th man. Keldon Johnson might be the 8th or 9th guy on this team. He's not a starter, right? The starting lineup's going to be Wemby, Sohan, Barnes, CP3, and Vassell. That's going to be the Spurs starting lineup. Coming off the bench, you're going to have Trey Jones, Stephon Castle, Mamu, and then a cast of characters, Zach Collins, right? And I suppose Keldon. But Keldon last year was the 6th man. Think about that. He averaged 22 points per game 2 years ago, was the Spurs leader in points per game, then became a backup player, became the 6th man. Now he's gone all the way down to, I think he's going to be the 8th or 9th guy on the team. He's going to get 20, 25 minutes, but he ain't going to get the 28 to 32 that he was used to.
Yeah.
Not at all.
We have some news coming in here that I just kind of saw down the wire. Now, it's not like it's breaking news or anything, but nonetheless, look at this that's going on in the chat. I saw that. So we talked about Skip Bayless, right, leaving FS1. Well, we do have news again of Shams Charania reportedly being a looming free agent. So it seems like some networks might be vying for him, because you have maybe Amazon and NBC are showing interest.
Yeah, so there's an interesting thing about that. I was Marcellus Wiley. That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah,
formerly of ESPN, Marcellus Wiley. was on TikTok saying people are dancing on Skip Bayless's grave.
Oh God.
And I'm thinking about it, and no, they're not. I responded back with, what grave are you talking about? Skip Bayless, if he wants to retire because he's retirement age, great. But Skip Bayless may go off there and do his own Shay thing like Shannon Sharp does. And now you have Shams Charania, who is very marketable, very well known, very young, good looking guy who goes out there and is a big insider. Woj is better than Shams.
Well,
okay,
he was an understudy.
He was right, but Shams does a very, very good job. But understand the platforms. We had Mike Taylor on the show from In the Building, formerly the Mike Taylor Show, and he was basically saying, man, the light is you get away from terrestrial radio. The idea is you get away from ESPN, you get away from FS1, and you try to
Big
create
networks.
Something on your own.
Yeah, because you own the content, and not only that, you own the profits. You know,
Dan Lebitard,
Stugatz,
Pat McAfee, they're doing their own thing.
Well, Pat McAfee sold his soul so he could go on the 4-letter network.
But at the end of the day, Pat McAfee was the one who created his own platform, and he can go out there and cuss on ESPN where no one else can. He can go off and do silly crap.
To a certain extent, he can, but there's still some level of control.
Some level of control. Some level of control. I mean, he had to apologize when he called Caitlin Clark that white bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, he did have to apologize that. But, Shams Charania, I mean, what does he have to be linked to? I mean, he's not going to go back to ESPN because ESPN has Woj.
Yeah.
Do you go to a streaming platform? Do you have more freedom on a streaming platform like Amazon?
See, that's the thing. Amazon is one of these networks that has won a contract.
Thank God.
For NBA.
Thank God. I am all about Amazon and Netflix and Hulu being part of this because they do a good job, man. The Olympics are going to be on Peacock. They do a very, very, very good job. I know it costs more money, and it squeezes out a lot of people who are day to day, who are
it's like
all that.
$5 for Peacock.
Well,
man.
right, but when you add them all up, you add Peacock and you add Amazon and you add Hulu and Netflix.
I'm getting rid of Netflix. Me and my wife had made that decision because we don't really watch a lot of shows on there.
Netflix is dying in the sense that their programming sucks because everyone else has gone away.
And they don't have a lot of sports. I watch a lot of sports,
dude.
Man.
Hulu is the best. Well, actually,
Hulu's good, dude.
Hulu and Max.
I mean, Hulu
are really good
with that trio, right? You had Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Hulu. It's like $17. That's what I got.
And for free, you can get Pluto.
Yeah, and I have Pluto.
And dude, Pluto, the library of movies on Pluto for free
pretty good.
Is pretty damn good. It's better than, dude, the Pluto platform on what they have for movies, and they have all those TV shows.
Yeah.
Is better than Netflix. Pluto's better than Netflix.
And it's free.
And it's free. You got to watch a commercial every 30 minutes.
Yeah, but
30-second commercial, but it's free. I watched Zero Dark 30 the other day on Pluto. I was like, I couldn't watch that anywhere. I was like, my choice was to go to Amazon, watch it for $5, or go on Pluto, watch it for free, and watch a Cialis commercial in the middle. Because they realize I'm 47. Don't need it yet, but still.
I'm a man of a certain age.
I'm a man of a certain age.
Oh, God.
But congratulations to Shams Charania because he is going to be a very much sought after. The problem is that he's going to go away from FanDuel. And if he goes away from FanDuel, that means he can't be on the show with Kay Adams anymore. Kay Adams, absolute nugget.
Yeah, and I know Netflix is going to get sports in 2 years, but here's the kicker with that. Y'all are getting Netflix for what it's priced at right now. In 2 years, when they start having boxing, they start having WWE wrestling, and maybe they get another, sporting event that it's going to come to Netflix. Guess what's going to happen with that? It's already at $21, $22 a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to skyrocket to like $30, $40.
Well, it's also the like you mentioned wrestling. The programming is different whenever you have it on USA or you have it on one of these networks, TNT, because they go to commercial.
Yeah,
Amazon, there's no commercial.
No,
it's a continuous thing. It's like the difference between sports talk radio and this podcast, or sports talk radio and In the Building.
Yeah.
We go the entire hour and a half without any commercials. We don't stop talking. You listen to San Antonio Sports Star Ticket 760. There's 6-minute commercials every 15 minutes. For every hour that you're on there, you've got 36, 38 minutes of content. And even that is compromised by commercial reads. It is better to get content on the outside. Locked On Spurs podcasts. Go to Locked On Spurs. In fact, let's give Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs some love. He has been with us from day one, man. Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs, and Ken's 5.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
So I subscribe on Spotify and YouTube. And if you go to kens5.com, or if you go to Jeff Garcia's Twitter and Threads account at Jeff G Spurs Zone, he has an article this morning about Chet Holmgren of the Oklahoma City Thunder, who was runner-up for Rookie of the Year, runner-up to Victor Wembanyama, who was unanimously selected as Rookie of the Year. And he was talking about how, you know what, our paths were different. Our rookie campaigns were different. Apparently, Chet Holmgren was on a podcast talking about his rookie year and talking about the Rookie of the Year race that he had against Wemby that he lost. Again, article along with a link to the video of Chet's interview talking about the Rookie of the Year race. Kens5.com, Jeff Garcia bringing that content, that daily Spurs content. I was actually on Locked On Spurs yesterday. I thought it was funny because I thought I'd be cute and be in my front yard, because normally I'm inside my house, but it looks like I'm
doing yard work,
like I'm a hostage. No, I had my polo shirt on. I was in the front of my house. I propped up my phone to the handle of my staircase.
Okay,
my little stairs leading into my house. And what I didn't realize was that there were so many birds chirping in the background. And he goes, "You sound good. You look good." I was playing it yesterday. Chirp, 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 chirp. Because I have that damn nest still in my house.
Oh, yeah. You can't get rid of them because there's baby birds in there.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a jerk about it. Hey, that lizard that almost made me wipe out a couple months ago. I showed video on the show about this. We're friends now, man.
He's your bud.
He comes out. I swear that lizard, whenever I come out of the house, comes up and says hi. Like, it comes up and it perches itself on the brick garden.
Yeah.
And it just stares at me. I think it's saying hi.
Yeah, I mean, I used to have a horned toad, right? That used to come out in the backyard with me. And the horned toad, he came me like for 3 or 4 summers. And now I guess he died or something, But he would just hang out with me. I was barbecuing. He'd be like, Sup? He was gangster, man.
Hooper Flash saying the birds were a nice touch, though.
Little Max.
Little Mike with the Bone Thugs and Harmony joke was gold on Los. Okay,
God.
So when I posted the, I forgot about that. You did watch the Los episode. So I put the so going into my house, there's you take 4 steps to get into the porch, right?
Yeah.
So I put the on the ledge, right, and I balanced it right there. Put my AirPods on, and I'm standing on my staircase. And it's nothing but clouds in the background.
Yeah.
So it looks like I'm in space, like I'm floating in the air. And I was like, man, I feel like I'm the See You at the Crossroads video, where Eazy-E's up there dead,
Yeah.
So you won't be lonely.
Yeah.
God, Bone Thugs was good, dude. Bone Thugs was good. You know who wasn't good at singing though? That chick who sang the national anthem on Monday. Can we talk about this woman?
You want to go that route?
Yeah.
You know what? I think I had a video or 2 of her as well. So let me go ahead and start getting that ready to go.
Her name is Ingrid Andress. She is a country singer from Michigan. So didn't realize they raised country singers in Michigan. But, 4-time Grammy nominated.
There she is.
4-time Grammy nominated singer. Never won one. But
should we hear a little rendition?
Yeah, let's go ahead and hear it.
With broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the were so gallantly streamed.
Here we go.
Let's bring it. Bring it home.
And the rockets red glare, the
God.
Okay. First of all, she said a lyric incorrectly on top of it all.
Yeah.
It's not Twilight.
No.
The word Twilight's not in the national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. She released a statement, and that statement says, quote, and this is on social media, on Instagram, quote, "I'm not going to bullshit, y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help that I need. That was not me last night. I want to apologize to Major League Baseball, all the fans, and the country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let you all know how rehab is, and I hear it's going to be super fun. Love,
no,
Ingrid."
it ain't going to be super fun, man.
So I buy it that she was drunk.
You buying that?
Dude, I have done a drunken rendition of karaoke before.
What's that song that you
Jason
sang?
Minix had me go up there and sing oh my god, I forgot what it was. Possum Kingdom by the Toadies.
Oh God,
which
dude.
I've sung many times before, and I've done a pretty decent job.
Did you butcher it?
But one time we went out drinking and we drank so much, and I remember going to the karaoke bar and I'm thinking to myself, I'm in the restroom going, I'm too drunk to sing anymore. And I went up there and I'm like, I'm gonna go tell the DJ, just take my name off. Well, while I was in the restroom, Minix paid the DJ to move me up to the top of the line.
Man.
They gave me the microphone, and I was worse than this chick right here.
Oh man.
I was like, do you want to die? So I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and we were talking about drinking, and she and I were going back and forth about strong drinks. And she was giving me crap about some of the drinks that I said were strong.
Yeah.
Okay, because I said Jaeger.
Oh, Jaeger's disgusting, dude.
And she told me that Jaeger was for wussies with a P.
Ugh.
And I thought about it. She goes, "Oh, Michael, what you got to do a Jaeger bomb? Remember Jaeger bombs?
That's disgusting. Jaeger by itself is just gross. Somebody brings me a Jaeger shot, I can't do it, man. I can't.
Dude, is Jaeger even strong? Like, what is the proof of that?" So then I had to like go, well, I used to do this, and they're like, "Oh, well, that's just lame." And then and then I brought up Goldschlager.
Yeah.
151. Remember 151?
Ugh.
Remember
That's a
having,
TikTok trend now. These kids ain't ready for that, man.
having drinks like liquid cocaine, mind erasers,
We didn't have
the
anything
Four
else.
Horsemen.
Yeah, we didn't have nothing else. That's what we drank.
The ghetto ass one today and back in the day, which I am still guilty of, is Long Island iced tea.
Oh yeah. Hey, we got $1.99 super chat from our boy Tex-Mex Frank. Thank you for supporting the show, man.
Yes.
Making it rain today.
My tío who gritos going to rehab, he says, nice, making it rain. Hey, the QR code's on the top left right there if you want to buy us a drink. Helps the show grow, helps the show go.
You were talking about the lizard. Zithalias, USOA lizard.
That's right, baby. That's right.
That's funny, man. But we're talking about these drinks, various drinks. Girl going into rehab, because she's like, I botched the national anthem. Getting back to that subject, it seems like it's just convoluted, man. It's just a play, just to save face. All she had to say is, look, man, I botched the national anthem. Sorry, I'll do better. Move on. You could say, hey, man, I had too much to drink. I botched the national anthem. Sorry, guys, I'll do better. That's it. You don't have to say I'm going to rehab. I'm going to see how it's like. I mean, she's alluding that I was under the influence, and that's why the song sounded so bad. Maybe the problem is the girl just can't sing.
No, she can sing, man. She is 4 times.
There's a lot of filters now, dude.
No, that was not singing, dude. She was slurring her words. She said the wrong lyrics.
I'm just saying, man.
She said the wrong lyrics. I mean, if you can have that little mariachi guy at the Spurs games twice a year know the lyrics, right, to the Star Spangled Banner, dude, she was slurring her words, man.
Why did she drink so much if she knew she was going to perform?
Because maybe she's a drunk.
I mean, come on.
Man. You and I have gone to Spurs games, have gotten buzzed.
Oh yeah, we all got hammered. Me, you, Baez, Leja.
What do you think they're offering her?
Yeah.
In the VIP, she probably got. I agree that she got drunk off her ass, dude. That is a drunk rendition.
You're buying the story, man.
I've gone to so much karaoke in my life. I will buy that. Now, what I'm not buying is what's on my screen right now. Tiger Woods saying, "I lost sleep over the Trump shooting. It affected my Open prep." Okay, he's the Scotland Open, the Open preparation out there in Europe, in Scotland.
Yeah.
He says that it affected him because he kept thinking about it. Okay,
Really?
I understand that there are Trump fans out there. That's great, but it's going to affect a GOAT in golf preparation. Why? He survived.
Man, Tiger Woods survived being his tumbled over. You know, his car rolled over a hill, almost lost his leg and everything. And you're distraught over this. I mean, it's something that it affects people differently, but I don't know.
Well, they do have a history, right? They do have a history, but I mean, like we mentioned the other day, Trump turned his head
at the last
second, and because he turned his head at the last second, he didn't get the JFK treatment. Okay, and it's I don't want that on anybody. Okay, I'm a very passionate political guy. I don't bring that up over here.
You don't want to glorify that.
But we saw, I mean, it's weird because you take a look at like what happened to Trump, which was sad and never should have happened.
Yeah.
But everyone always forgets Gabby Giffords. Gabby Giffords, I mean, can barely speak. And she was a congresswoman who got gunned down at an event for her constituents. Gabby Gifford, whose husband is Mark Kelly, the astronaut. So, I mean, I understand why there's people who got emotional about it all, but Tiger Woods saying that it's affecting his golf play, I found that to be a bit odd. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the west side of San Antonio. I'm excited about the Spurs season. I hate to go back to the Spurs, but man, I'm excited about this season. I'm going to predict 36 wins. We're going to get the over on DraftKings. We're going to get the over on 36 wins. And I think we have a special guest coming on right now. So I'm going to stall for a minute. Or do we have a special guest, Joe?
We do, man. We have the one and only Jeff Garcia.
I tap dance, man. Hefe, what's going on, my man? How have you been?
Nothing. Just finished wrapping up recording Lockdown Spurs for tomorrow, so it's in the can, ready to get edited. But how you doing?
Doing well. We had some people make fun of the fact that I looked like I was in the Bone Thugs and Harmony video on Los yesterday. I looked like I was floating in the clouds. It looked amazing, dude. And then the birds chirping in the background added to the touch.
Well, you said you're in the heavens. You're in the heavens.
I'm in the heavens as a Spurs fan right now. I hate to say it, Jeff. Brian Wright, the last 2 months, is batting 1,000 with me.
Yeah. You think he's gonna hit the Grand Slam if he gets Markkanen?
No, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that if we go off and get Markkanen, that's gonna be sometime in February during the trade deadline. Spurs will have more leverage at that point. The Jazz look intent on not extending Markkanen. So at some point, you take what you can get. We saw that with DeJounte Murray. We saw that with Derek White. We saw that with Thad Young. We saw that with all these expiring deals. And if Markkanen does not give the Jazz the impression that he's going to re-up with them, and the Jazz are not giving that impression, that every day that goes by, the asking price gets lower and lower and lower. I understand Danny Ainge asking for the moon right now. I get it. I
do the same thing.
Yeah, but you know what? We'll just wait.
Yeah. So
I think about this too. Even if he doesn't resign with Utah, then that doesn't it make him a free agent?
Unrestricted.
He does next season.
Then the Spurs don't have to worry about anything. They just deal with Markkanen and his camp alone and rock and roll.
I wanted to ask you a question, Jeff, because remember back in the day when we're old heads, right? We're old people. We're a certain age, right? Back in the day when they used to go ahead and erect a Spurs mural, it was special, right? It was like a special occasion. Nowadays, it seems like everybody is getting a Spurs mural erected in their honor. So much so that it was making the rounds today because I tweeted it out this morning. There's a new Spurs mural that's out at 802 San Pedro Avenue, done by local artist Colton Valentine. And they erected a CP3 mural. It doesn't have his number, because we don't know what number he's going to be wearing. But nonetheless, he hasn't even played one single game. And you can already say Spurs legend. Chris Paul has a mural
Yeah,
erected
yeah,
in
yeah.
his honor. I mean, what do you think
Yeah.
about the murals? I mean, I like them, but back in the day, remember they were erected for the elite. You know,
Mhm.
what do you?
I-
What's
I-
your take?
I think you're right. I think it's. I mean, Blake Wesley has one. Not
Yeah.
kidding. Blake
Didn't
Wesley has
Dominic
one.
Barlow have one too?
Don Barlow got one. They're everywhere. And look, it's just a way. You know, at this point, it's something to cheer about in a down year.
Yeah.
Or years plural. But look, you know, it didn't take too long. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Castle one coming out, a Ingram coming out, Harrison Barnes is going to be coming out.
No Jeff Garcia mural.
Mike Jimenez mural coming out soon.
I mean, at this
Yeah.
point, because you look at it, Dominic Barlow mural, who would go see that?
Rudy Seafood has it up, man. They had it up.
Who would go take a photo at a Dominic Barlow? Let's set a standard at 10 points per game or more.
What about Jeremy Sohan? He has one too.
Yeah, Sohan has one.
He's at
who else
11
has one?
points per game, so he qualifies. And he's
Malachi
California.
has one too. Malachi has one.
Yeah, that's a little bit much, man.
Yeah. By the way, I looked it up right now. Joe, you said 802 San Pedro.
Yeah, I think it was 802 San Pedro Avenue.
You know that's at a 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, it's behind it because so you have an Exxon or
okay,
something
okay.
that's right there, right? So right behind there, like right in that same parking lot, but it's like a wall that's adjacent to it. That's where they put all the
Okay.
murals up there.
Oh, I thought it was
The
like
gas
on,
station itself? No,
The gas station
no.
itself. So I can't do
It's
that.
the
But
gas station, and then there's a business right adjacent to it, right behind it, and that's where they paint
Okay.
all the murals. They are constantly doing new murals. They bring them down, put new ones up. But I'm going to ask you a question because we got fan favorites that we know, Mamu and Bo Charles Bassey, that got re-signed, $2.2 million a piece for a 1-year deal. Now the Spurs currently right now is constructed. They have $8 million as far as their mid-level exemption goes. So if they wanted to use that up on another player, they'd have to cut somebody from the current roster. Or, they do have, like I was telling Mike, two-way contracts left that they could go ahead and fill as well. We were looking at Boye over in the summer league.
He's gonna get one. Yeah,
I mean, the kid deserves one, man. Who do you give the other one to, though?
yeah, Boye's gonna get one. Man, I think that's the wild card now. It could be. Did you give it to Ingram?
Yeah,
You
Give it to
think
Harrison
so?
Ingram? Yeah, I think maybe
could
give it
be.
to Ingram.
I mean, I like
Because
Ingram
he's
out
playing
there.
pretty well. Yeah, he's playing pretty decent. He's not getting the shine because of Castle, but I would. I mean, at this point they're undefeated, so they're
Yeah.
going to be making that the Vegas tournament,
The playoff.
the playoff
Yeah.
tournament. So there you have it. But no, I think they could probably give it to Ingram and Bouye. I don't see anybody else really shining bright out of the summer league outside of Bouye. There really hasn't been that standout. Oh, he's the next Gary Neal or Brent Ford if we found him in the summer league thing. So yeah, I got those two guys getting it, and I would hope Ingram gets it because I like the kid. Rugged, tough, smart. I think Jimenez. He was a 3 or 4 year player.
I believe
in
a
college.
3-year player at North
He was
Carolina.
a 3 year. Yeah, North Carolina.
It's a blue
And I
blood.
like that, and I appreciate that.
So we have an article that just posted on ESPN.com. It's a panel of 10 ESPN experts, if you will. One of them being Bobby Marks.
You got it up right now?
Yes, where they're ranking the post-free agency NBA power rankings.
Mhm.
The power rankings of what teams did in the draft, what they did in free agency, and what they did in re-signing players. The number one team they have is the Boston Celtics because they got Tatum and White locked down, right?
Yep.
The number two team they said that improved themselves during the offseason was Oklahoma City because they got Alex Caruso via trade, Hartenstein via free agency, Nikola Topic in the draft, and Dylan Jones in the draft. All they lost was basically Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the Spurs,
Mm-hmm.
and I keep scrolling, and I keep scrolling. I
Uh-oh.
keep scrolling.
How many teams are there in the NBA?
30 teams in the NBA. And according to ESPN.com, they ranked the Spurs as having the 21st best free agency period, offseason, if you will. Say that all the Spurs did was get Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes, Stephon Castle, and lost Devontae Graham. And they said because of that, the Spurs had the 21st best offseason. So am I being excited about what the Spurs did this year, Jeff? Just pure excitement because I'm a Spurs fan. I'm hoping for the best. Or do you think the Spurs actually improved themselves this offseason?
I think they improved themselves. I mean, you needed a point guard, you got 2 of them, Castle and CP3. You needed veteran presence, you got 2 of them, CP3 and Barnes. And you know what? What I'm really going to be looking forward to seeing, just to see how they handle the situation. Do you think it's time the Spurs have to remove the crutch of we're a young team? Because they're not a young team anymore. Vassell, how many years has he been in the league? Keldon, Sohan, Trey, Zach, the list goes on and on. Is it time to move away from that already? Or are we going to hear that a lot next year? Well, we're young. We're getting to know each other. Because that's been a crutch of late. Now you throw in 2 veterans, Barnes and CP3. I think that boosts that argument that they're not a young team. This team should be being competitive weekly, almost nightly, not getting clubbed up the head as we saw last year.
Getting blown out by 20 points.
Yeah, I mean, what was that losing streak? 10 plus?
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
we had multiple. Remember, Jeff, we had multiple losing streaks.
Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping they move away from that that crutch. I don't know about you, Jimenez. Do you think it's time for them to get away from that? Oh, we're just a young team. We're learning.
It's kind of hard to do that when Oklahoma City was younger. I mean,
they went further.
Oklahoma City had one of the top records in the Western Conference last year, if not the top one.
Favorites to go to the finals,
and they're the youngest team in the NBA also. So I mean, they have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet
MVP candidate,
Jalen Williams, and all of that stuff. So they're figuring it out while they're young. They have a young head coach as well. They're trying to figure it out. I don't think the Spurs can use that as an excuse anymore.
So what is the Spurs' biggest problem? Is it going to be the way that the team is run?
Well, this is actually a legit team right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
they're okay. They're okay.
Well, what I mean is that they have all.
Well, basically, they're running it back. If you really think about it, they're running it back.
That's what we just said too earlier. You bringing back Charles Bass. You're bringing back Mamu. You're bringing everybody back. The only difference is CP3 and Ingram.
Well,
Ingram, Harrison Barnes.
Well, I mean, but don't forget Stephon Castle.
Okay. He's a big one.
So Stephon Castle is a big deal because the way that I look at it is this: all the minutes that were played last year by Julian Champagnie, I'm so glad he's off this team. Okay,
you'd be mad if they bring him back.
He's the opposite of my son. Okay, whatever that is.
You're not claiming him on waivers.
I am not claiming him at all, and I can't believe you tell me that. That I really liked him at one point. No, I never liked Julian Champagnie.
I swear, Jeff. Mike said that he called him his son. He called him his son.
Yeah,
I do agree.
Oh,
with
there are no receipts on that. Julian Champagnie.
We got it so much.
Out there.
Joe will find it. Don't do that.
Champagnie out there running cardio the entire season, and I said he played himself out of the NBA, and you know what he did? He did. And a lot of Spurs fans are out there going, "We like what he did. He showed some improvement in what? What? Getting steps on a Fitbit? I swear he was wearing an Apple Watch while he was out there."
Man.
So Champagnie being gone, he put Harrison Barnes there. That's an improvement, right? Having Stephon Castle and CP3 eat away at Trey Jones's minutes is an improvement. There are only 5 spots on the roster. This isn't the NFL where there's 22 starters. There's only 5.
Yeah.
And there's only like 7 who get significant minutes. And you get Champagnie out the door. You get Zach Collins to play fewer minutes. You get Trey Jones to play fewer minutes. And you put in Harrison Barnes, Chris Paul III, and Stephon Castle instead. It's not running it back. Yeah, maybe the back end of the lineup, 10 to 15, is the same. But I think that these small moves are going to pay dividends. I think this team's going to be somewhere in the mid-30s in wins. I think DraftKings had it right, 35.5. The article that you posted. By the way, Jeff,
you say 35. I say 38 to about 40 wins.
I said 36.
I'm with you guys. I'm going to take the over on that. I'm going to go the over. Although we should learn a lesson. Remember last year, Vegas had it on the dot, 22 wins, and they nailed it.
Yeah. I'm at 36. They're going by with a half. So still a lotto team, right? Well, we need to cheer for as Spurs fans is Trey Young to tear an ACL or something, and wants to get that Atlanta pick, baby. Man. Get that tasty Atlanta pick.
Now you're wishing bad injuries on the player, man.
He's due.
Oh,
he's due. Man. I'm just playing.
Jeff,
knocking on wood.
Jeff, come get your boy.
On wood. Come on, man. We're going to be cheering against Atlanta. Next season we're going to be watching games. How did the Spurs do? How did Atlanta do? That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be.
I mean, you want them. You don't want nobody getting hurt, but I mean, you don't want them to win either. I mean, they could do the same thing and not win.
Correct. Hey D asking the question, isn't Champagne on the team? He's not. Champagne was left off the team.
Done.
We're done. Puro Pinche
Unless
Sports.
he's gonna take a two-way.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's gonna take that two-way to China because he ain't an NBA player, dude. He ain't
Boxed
an NBA
wine
player
is
as well.
better than champagne.
Talking to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. Can we get into some pop culture with you, Jeff?
That's exactly. I wanted to ask Jeff the question, right, Jeff? Before we do that, me and you are big Star Wars fans, right?
Yep.
And Disney has dropped the ball with this recent rendition of shows and movies and whatnot. Have you watched Have you watched The Acolyte?
Yeah, I finished it up last night.
Okay, give me a number score from 1 to 10. What do you think?
6.5.
I'm about right there with you, man. It's just
6.5.
It was kind of mediocre, man. I was expecting something better. They hyped it up. Then you see the finished product, and you're like, eh.
Yeah. What hyped it up for me? Well, let me rephrase. What salvaged it from being a complete failure is I've always wanted something new, and we got that. We got that. We're not on the Skywalker family saga.
Yeah.
Yay. We went above and beyond, or in this case, above and behind the Star Wars saga in movies. We got the High Republic, so yay! I like where you're going, and the final episodes and I don't want to give it away, but what they teased as far as characters, I thought that was great. It set it up for season 2.
Yeah,
their season 2 is set up. I liked how they did things with the Jedi that were very different, so yay! But it was a little slow.
Yeah, it's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn for me. Only one episode was very exciting, very thrilling.
Yeah.
I think it needed that more.
It was pacing, right? The pacing was off.
Pacing was a little off. Yeah, it was pretty much sexy Star Wars. It pretty much was. it was. Because he's
Star Wars After Dark.
It kind of was like that because they showed some stuff. Well, they didn't show full frontal or anything, but it was the guy, the main character villain.
The villain, yeah.
He literally was seducing female to join the dark side. Literally was, not just by words, but by actions. So
literally joined the dark side.
Literally joined the dark side. Yeah.
By the way, just 15 minutes ago, the Emmy nominations were announced, and apparently The Bear is like the big.
It's a good show, man.
Dude, I've watched that show.
Yeah,
couldn't stand it.
What?
I couldn't stand it. I never worked in the kitchen before. I don't care about any of the characters. I gave it like 5 episodes, and I was like, it's gonna get better. My friend Mike was like, dude, it's a really good show. You just got to get into it. And maybe it's because I don't identify because I never worked in a kitchen.
It's too ethnic for you, man.
Is it ethnic? I never. It's the dude
cooking food.
It's the dude who played Kerry Von Erich in Iron Claw.
Hey,
But
man, I finally saw that. I finally came around and saw that movie, Iron Claw. I liked it.
What did you think? You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it. Give it solid solid B+.
There you go.
All right.
All right. I mean, it was a good movie, dude. Zac Efron, bringing it, dude, bringing it.
You wanted to get into entertainment news, so I'm going to do the bump for you.
Okay, let's see.
Here we go.
The summer blockbuster is here, baby. It is here, baby. Twisters premieres this weekend at theaters, and Joe Garcia and I had the opportunity to watch it last night. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 78%. Who are those 22% who didn't like this movie? That was a good movie.
Do you have a picture or something?
I'll call it up in a second.
Yeah, call it up. Me and Mike got to see it, man. We went out there. We were guests of our good friends over here. They have the Alamo City Geekcast, good friends of mine. So we got to go out there and see it. It was a pre-screener. And me and Mike actually watched the original Twister, which surprised the heck out of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he actually liked it, Jeff. That's another one that surprised me, right? He usually hates these films. So we went in there and we're like, man, I hope this film doesn't suck. I hope that it does justice. It doesn't get too corny, because you know how like sequels sometimes get a little too corny, trying to overemphasize the original, right?
We have the official trailer up right now, by the way, on YouTube. But yeah, I was basically asking myself the question, because I've seen the original Twister several times, which, by the way, Twister was the first movie ever mass produced on DVD. And so it's been 30 years, for crying out loud. And I just went into this thinking to myself, don't suck like when Ghostbusters got redid 30 years later, right?
Oh, good Lord.
Okay.
That never happened, Jimenez. That never happened.
Okay, courtesy Universal Warner Brothers, what we're showing right now, it's the official trailer, right? The thing about it is this. This is like Creed to Rocky. It stands alone on its own. You don't need to watch the original Rocky movies to enjoy Creed. You don't need to watch the original Twisters to enjoy this movie. This movie is a standalone on its own. They say that there's not going to be any more sequels. BS. This movie is going to be big, and people are going to want to watch a sequel of this. Glenn Powell starred in this movie. He was hysterical. The actress that's on it was in a miniseries on Hulu, Underneath the Banner of Heaven, which was really good with Andrew Garfield. This was a really good movie. The way they modernized it, the angles that all the different chasers, the tornado chasers, are going after was a different angle. It was a plausible angle to it all. Loved the movie, dude. Loved it. I'm gonna give it a solid A-. You know what?
Wow.
Screw that. I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna give it an A. I didn't look at my phone once the entire movie. Not one person went to the restroom. Not one person went to the restroom.
I did at the very end. I was leaving the theater, man.
But at that point, we were 2.5 hours,
Yeah,
2
we're
hours
already-
into the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a long movie?
It's not. No,
It's not that
hour
long.
45
Yeah.
maybe. But the action scenes were amazing. The plot was amazing. The acting was good. There was never a dull moment.
Yeah, good pacing. Good
Now
pacing.
you can nitpick it and see if any of this crap is plausible.
Don't think about it.
like the movie Armageddon.
Don't think about it.
You go Armageddon and you go, well, scientifically, and you're like, shut the fuck up.
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy the movie. Just shut up. I know that an explosion like that can't happen on an asteroid, right? I know you need oxygen for an explosion. I know. Shut up. But what a great movie this was, man. What a great movie.
Yeah, I think you would have enjoyed it, Jeff.
Really? I'm pretty tough on remakes. Well, is it a remake or
It's
no?
not a remake.
No, it's a
Okay,
sequel,
well,
but
then
it
so far so good.
it just has little references, little Easter eggs, references to the original. They didn't bring back.
Let me guess. Did they do the cow?
No.
No cow.
They don't do none of that.
They didn't do the
See,
cow?
the good
Okay.
thing is
It wasn't cheesy.
it wasn't corny. The little references are there, but they're not corny, and they don't have any of the original cast making any appearances whatsoever.
Wait, did you say the cow is in it or not in it?
No, not in it. No.
Yeah,
Not in it.
it is not a cheesy movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie,
that's
man.
why the correlation that I'm making is Creed,
Yeah,
because Creed was not a remake of Rocky. It was a continuation of the story. It
Standalone.
was similar in the sense that you had an up and coming boxer like Rocky was back in the day.
Yeah,
And then there's some similarities to it, but there are people who enjoy the movie Creed by itself. They never went back and watched Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
They didn't have to watch Clubber Lang and Ivan Drago.
pain.
Thunder Lips. Never forget about Thunder Lips.
Why don't you get with the real man?
Oh.
Clubber Lang. They didn't have to watch all that to enjoy Creed. Creed stands alone. Twisters was very well done.
Yeah.
And I am not the biggest popcorn flick guy, but I enjoy that more than Barbie.
I've never seen Barbie.
Barbie was actually pretty good. You need to be in the right mood, and you need to watch it with a girl. You can't be with the boys and watch Barbie.
Well, you
What
don't want to
are
invite
you
Joe to
doing,
go see
man?
Barbie?
You gotta, watch it with your girl. Date night. That type of thing. I'm not gonna go with Joe to watch Barbie.
I
And,
hope not. I
you
still ain't seen that movie.
You come over to my house, Jeff, and you're like, "Hey, let's get some drinks."
I know damn
Yeah,
well you're
watch
wearing a
Barbie.
pink shirt watching Barbie.
Dude, gotta be part of it, baby. Gotta be part of
God,
it.
Mike.
Hey, I wear red, white, and blue on the 4th of July. I wear pink when I watch Barbie. Okay. Barbie was pretty good, man.
Oh, you probably love Barbie.
Mojo Dojo Casa House.
Man, Mike likes him some chick flicks, bro.
I wouldn't even call
Hey,
Barbie a chick flick. It was just like
It's a chick flick.
Yeah, I mean, I know because chick
Barbie, come on.
because chick flicks
Mike.
to me are romantic comedies. This was more
Barbie's
of
a chick flick.
This wasn't even a romantic comedy. It was
It's a
just
chick
Barbie.
flick. What were you gonna say, Jeff?
Well, Barbie is more a question for you, Joe. You think Mattel Hasbro are trying to make their own multiverse here because they got Barbie, they got G.I. Joe, and then we saw how they ended the last movie with the introduction of the Transformers. The collab is happening. You think that's what's going on right now?
That'd be wild, right? They bring in Transformers to the Barbie universe.
That would be badass.
Mike, that would be badass.
Now, do I have to catch up on G.I. Joe? Because I have no idea what G.I. Joe's about.
The only thing you need to know about G.I. Joe is the Baroness. That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Stand back.
Hey, I'm going back in time.
Keep away, Jimenez.
I now know what the three seashells are about.
He knows the three seashells. You watched Demolition Man.
What was so excited about the most recent Transformers movie was, for years fans have been wanting the collaboration on the big screen of G.I. Joe and Transformers, and the way it ended it was saying it's going to happen.
Nice.
So that's a huge.
But if they're going to,
it's not a spoiler. The movie's been out for a long time now.
But if they're going to do something like that, Jeff, do you think they should also reference Mask? Because wasn't Mask in the same?
Mask is the
universe, right? Transformers universe.
There's been, I've seen articles online saying that it's coming. It's going to be done by one of the directors of Fast and Furious, which makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard anything else, and it fits within. You know what, Joe? I would hope that once they do the movie of Transformers and G.I. Joe, they end it by teasing the Mask.
Oh man, so that would get us going, man. That would be wow.
No idea. You have no idea.
Childhood dreams come true, Jeff. Right?
Oh my goodness! Well, still that fire introduction song though.
Oh man,
awesome.
One of the best.
Well, the big movies are finally here. Fly Me to the Moon is kind of a big deal that got released last weekend with Scarlett Johansson. We have the next big movie that's going to come out. It's going to be not this weekend, but next weekend. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to watch that one.
Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman. In August, you have Borderlands coming out. You've got a movie called Trap. These are the most anticipated movies of the year. The Crow 2024.
Week.
August 23rd.
Jeff week.
In September, Beetlejuice. I cannot wait.
I don't know about that one, man.
Dude,
no.
I'm
with you, Joe.
Michael Keaton is back.
Ah, man.
Name me a Michael Keaton movie that sucks. Michael Keaton does not. Michael Keaton bats 1,000 for me.
You seen that Flash movie?
No.
Nah.
Have you seen Johnny Dangerously? Amazing. Jenna Ortega also bats 1,000 with me. Winona Ryder, Justin Theroux, Monica Bellucci. Hello. Dude, come on, man. I'm going to watch that movie.
What movie are you talking about right now? You said Flash movie?
Flash. The Flash movie that came out about a year ago had Michael Keaton in it, Batman. It was horrible.
In October 4th, Joker comes out.
All
Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga. Joker. I didn't like Joker.
Of course you didn't like it.
Dude, Joker was just him cackling an evil laugh for an hour and a half, 2 hours in slow-mo.
You don't get it.
You ever notice something too, Joe? Every time it comes to superhero movies, Jimenez just bags on it.
Joker's not a superhero.
You never watched superhero stuff growing up as a kid or read the comics.
That's why I could actually have a legit reaction to it. By the way, in November, this is the one that I'm a little bit shaky on. Gladiator 2 comes out.
All right, that one I might go see.
Ridley Scott coming back, Paul Mescal, Denzel.
Denzel might save it.
That's a big movie. Wicked's going to come out in November.
Week.
No.
Moana 2 coming out.
No.
What's wrong with Moana 2? I got kids.
What, dude? You would go watch that without any kids in the theater with you, taking any of your kids. You would go and watch it because you want to see it.
I would get my tickets and I'd say, "You're welcome."
You would go on a date to go see that movie.
That is true. Sonic 3 is also coming out.
Nah, man.
Lots of big movies, man.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Joker was just, meh.
It was meh to you.
It's kind of like The Dark Knight. What did I give The Dark Knight? I give it a B.
Oh,
People,
that's an A+ movie,
dude. I gave it a B or a B+, and people are acting as though I gave it like an F.
Bro,
you practically did. It's an A+ movie.
I gave it like a B+. You know what? I'm gonna look up what grade I gave it.
Why would you give it a B+?
Well, the actor who played Two-Face was crap.
Oh
no, disagree.
Dude, he was crap. He was
you're out of your freaking mind.
Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face was bad.
Well, that was gimmicky. That was cartoonish, man. I remember seeing Batman growing up, the Michael Keaton one. That's the original Batman. That's the OG. That's not the original, but to me, that's who Batman is. I don't think that it's Clooney. I don't think that it's Bale.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was actually pretty good. He was actually pretty good. You know what I saw the other day, and I had never seen this movie, but I had seen GIFs for years.
Which one?
I saw American Psycho with Christian Bale.
Yeah, that
Christian
was
Bale.
good.
Christian
Pretty
Bale's
good movie.
amazing. I mean, the
Yeah.
Big Short, and what's that boxing movie that he was in with Mark Wahlberg, The Fighter.
Well, I forgot about it. Yeah, the fighter. Yep.
He's great in whatever he does. I had never seen that movie, and I stumbled upon it. I loved it. It was such a good movie. It's kooky. Didn't realize Reese Witherspoon was in it.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Another good movie that he's in is I think it's 315 to Yuma. That's a great. movie.
That's a good one too.
Never seen that
That
one.
was a good one.
That's a good one.
That one's.
But if
really
if
good.
it's anything country, like not country, but Western, I don't like it. I don't like Westerns. I don't like the setting.
Check your boy, Joe.
Do you know what the only Western I like? And it's not really a Western because it's more of a Brat Pack Western. Young Guns.
Oh,
Young Guns
man,
1 and 2.
No, Mike.
Young Guns 1
That's
and
a
2.
good one, dude.
Better than
Get him
Tombstone.
out there.
Better than Tombstone.
Young Guns 1 and 2 is good. I like it. man.
Whoa, did you say Young Guns is better than Tombstone?
I didn't
freaking-
No,
stutter.
not
I didn't
better
stutter.
than Tombstone, but it's a good film. Young Guns, I like
Young Guns better than Unforgiven.
Oh no,
Oh,
man.
Jimenez.
You got Billy the Kid,
Manny
baby.
Jimenez.
No, man.
Make you famous.
Manny Jimenez.
Make you famous. Come on.
That's why. That's
got-
why I like your show. It leans more towards sports and pop culture.
You got Chavez.
No, man.
You got what's his face? Kiefer Sutherland, who likes China Girl in Young Guns 2. Love that.
Oh
movie.
no, Tony Ornelas. Mike does not like The Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski.
He hates that film.
I couldn't get through it. I went through like 30 minutes and I was like,
Nobody f's with the Jesus.
Come
on,
on,
man.
Goodman out of there. Get John Goodman is
Jimenez
the most.
not a cultured man.
Now let me ask you this, Jeff. Is there an actor that you watch or an actress that you watch where you just know, like, I don't want to see this person on screen?
John Goodman, what's wrong with him?
Well, no. Everyone has that one. I see John
Wait,
Goodman.
what was your question? I didn't hear you.
Do you have an actor or an actress where whenever they come on the screen, you think to yourself, I just don't want to watch it. Like, I don't like this actor. I have two. John Goodman, Johnny Depp.
No, see, I'm good. I'm good with those guys. I'm
Captain
fine.
Jack Sparrow. Come on, Mike.
I'm not saying that you can't be good with those, but you probably have one or two actors or actresses. Maybe it's a singer, a performer. There's some people. Taylor Swift could sing the most beautiful, brilliant song.
go.
No, listen.
Here we go.
Listen, she could sing the most brilliant, beautiful song, but there'll be some people who are like, "Well, I don't like it because it's Taylor Swift." What I'm saying is that
I don't like Taylor Swift,
and maybe I don't like John Goodman. So why is it that it's okay for you to not like a certain artist and me not like a certain artist and me like go, I don't want to watch The Big Lebowski because I don't like John Goodman.
You know what John Goodman has done? He's been in like so many films and he's voice
acting,
acting as
crazy,
well, dude.
yeah.
I mean, there's probably something that you've watched with your kids. You had no idea that he was the voice. Of that
I'm
character.
sure. And if it's the voice character, at least I don't get to see him.
God.
I don't get to see him.
Man, Mike.
Jeff, tell me an actor or actress that bats 1,000 for you that you say, man, every time this actor is in a movie,
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
I enjoy it. Christian Bale. I like his movies.
Christian Bale. I think Harrison Ford's up there.
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
I'm-
Russell Crowe.
Matt Damon kind of does it for me also. Like I like a lot of Matt Damon movies.
Okay.
Who else I put up there that I would like to see if he's starring? If he's Denzel,
Yeah.
it's fine. I'll throw in Denzel. I mean,
Favorite
from the trailer from Gladiator 2, it looks like he could be seeding the show.
Favorite Denzel Washington movie.
Ooh, Remember the Titans.
Well, I was okay. I liked that movie. I mean, I didn't think it was great, but I liked it.
It was no Rudy.
Oh, dude, Rudy sucks, dude. Rudy's one of the crappiest
Training
movies I've
Day
ever
was
seen.
good. Training Day.
Training Day was
I
America.
think Training Day. He just.
I'll go back to Glory.
Look at Tex-Mex Frank. He
Glory
says
was
Val
amazing.
Kilmer's solid in any film.
Dude, The Doors.
Dang.
The Doors was great. I mean, even Top Secret.
Oh, Top Secret is hilarious, too.
We're talking about Val Kilmer in The Doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Iceman. I mean, remember
You-
Real Genius?
Remember that one?
what about young Tom Hanks, like in Philadelphia?
A young Tom Hanks. I think of Bosom Buddies back in that TV show back in the day
that sitcom.
with Tom Scolari.
He used to do a lot of comedy early in the
Bachelor
80s.
he was
Party is
more
a great
comedian.
movie.
Yeah, Bachelor Party.
Dude, okay, I go back
Bosom
in time.
Buddies.
I go back in time and watch Bachelor Party from time to time. that is a movie that I think a lot of Tom Hanks fans don't realize exists.
Yeah.
You go back in time and watch that movie. I mean, he's chasing after Tawny Katane. Oh my God.
Oh,
80s
Rest in
nugget.
peace.
She was crazy.
Yeah, she's
Like, literally,
she
certifiably.
died now. Yeah, she died. She got died.
Oh, I forgot she passed away. I forgot.
Yeah.
Remember, she was known for the White Snake videos too.
Yeah. Here I go again on my own. Talking to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's Five.
Hey Jeff, I know you got to go. We've had you on for a while, man. But is there anything that you're working on that you want to let the fans know about that you got working through either Ken's Five or Locked On Spurs?
Yeah, we have a Locked On Spurs coming up shortly, later on this afternoon. It is going to be good. We're going to be looking at all things silver and black. I can't wait for it to come out. I think y'all guys are going to really, really enjoy it.
Nice.
I also have we've got some articles coming up soon. We have catching up on the Summer Spurs, undefeated in Las Vegas. And then as you already mentioned it, the win totals articles came out. So just all good stuff. And an article came out this morning about Chet Holmgren. After the dust settled, he gave his thoughts on him losing out the Rookie of the Year award to Wemby. Now, he did not throw any major shade at Wemby. He said he gets it. He understands why. But he threw in a comment in there. He said, but I played longer than Wemby did. So take that for what you were. Then, by the way, Richard Jefferson gave him a high five for that and said, hey, I had you, Chet, as Roy, not Wemby.
So here's that's ridiculous.
I'm pretty serious. It's up there right now at kensfight.com/Spurs. Go check it out.
Now, real fast before letting you go, Team USA basketball, I believe, is back in action today. They're taking on, let's see here. They're taking on Serbia, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, that Serbian team is pretty good, man.
Yeah, so I've asked this question of many people, Jeff, and there's no right or wrong answer in my eyes. Gold medal game. It's USA against France. Derek White going for the game winner. Wemby's guarding him. Do you want Derek White to make it for Team USA, or do you want Wemby to swat that ball into the stands and Wemby to win the gold?
Red, white, and blue. It's the Olympics.
Okay, well, guess what? France wears red, white, and blue as well. That is Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs. No, you'd go for US on that one. You want Derek White to knock down that shot? You want LeBron?
I want USA to win.
You want LeBron to knock down that shot over Wemby?
Give me USA.
I bleed silver and black, my man. I bleed silver and black. I'll take Team
Hey,
France.
remember Manu Ginobili said that it was more important for him to win a Olympic medal than it was a Spurs title.
And I remember back in 2004, I was cheering for Argentina. I can't cheer for a team that has LeBron on it. I'm sorry. I just can't. I'll cheer for Team USA at every other competition except for basketball. I'm there USA at every other sport except that one.
We ain't going to be cheering for no Patty Mills.
Yeah, we did. No Patty Mills. Yeah, Patty Mills. And then that one guy that we showed last week who was like, "There's no white guys on the Team USA team."
Oh, God.
Apparently, Tyler Hero was hurt.
All right, guys. Well, I gotta go, guys. Gotta get back to work.
All
right, Jeff. Thanks so much.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Against Serbia in the USA basketball showcase. Tip-off just about to happen.
Yeah, it's about to get underway, man.
Dude, I can't wait for the Olympics. By the way, congratulations to Sofia Vergara, the first Latina in Emmy history to be nominated for lead actress in a limited series. She's more than just Modern Family.
She's an actress, dude.
I mean, I read an article about her about a week ago or so because they were talking about the fact that she was up for a nomination for the Emmys, that it was a possibility.
Yeah.
And the Gloria Pritchett character that she had on Modern Family, she got criticized for being too ethnic
because of her voice.
Because of her voice and because of like the content, talking about how Colombia is known for the murders and all that stuff, and basically saying that she was kind of a caricature.
Yeah.
But you go back and watch Modern Family, the Gloria character is the one that actually holds the family together. When it's all said and done, it's Gloria that keeps the family together, all sides of it. The Cam and Mitch and Jay and all of those guys. She brings them all together. What a great show Modern Family was.
Yeah, my daughter still likes watching it. She'll go on an all-day marathon, and she'll have me watching that. The other thing that my daughter likes watching that I cannot stand, by the way, and she makes me sit there and will not let me leave, Say Yes to the Dress.
Oh my God, I cannot watch
hate
that.
dude. I freaking hate it.
Do I get man card points for saying that I don't want to watch that either?
Yeah, dude, it's awful. But she makes me watch it. Like I try to get up off the sofa and she's like, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" I'm just like, "Gotta let me go, man."
Tim Gonzalez giving us an update saying Serbia and USA are tied at 28 in the second quarter. Well,
Not surprising.
Serbia has Nikola Jokic, and he can just take the ball off the rim. I like that rule, man. What do you mean offensive goaltending, defensive goaltending? Just take the ball off the rim. Love it, man.
God, man.
It's a different game, man.
Hey, man, and I just want to give another shout out to Hefe, man. Kudos to him. I mean, he's doing triple duty. He gave us some time to come out and talk, San Antonio sports and pop culture.
Yeah.
And he's recording Los at the same time. After he did that, he does this, and he's doing his job.
And we also have to give love to MCS General Contractor.
Yeah.
He's been wearing their gear all day long.
All day representing MCS. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
That Diamond Heart Concrete, and I'm a client as well. They did a sidewalk on the side of my house that still looks amazing. They did a landing and some stairs going into my covered patio. Fantastic job. They did it right.
Yeah, you get no more mud on the side of the house, no more.
Yeah, it doesn't pond anymore. It actually goes to where it needs to be going, away from the foundation.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, highly recommend you go and seek out MCS General Contracting for all your contracting needs, and they're going to do the job right the first time. While they might not be the cheapest, they certainly are going to go ahead and get it done right the first time.
Now, earlier we were showing Mario Cavazos, who's with his family.
Yeah,
they are out there in
Orlando.
If you want to be sporting our gear, all you got to do is go to the Alamo City Sportscast or podcast,
our merch store, man.
Merch store, right? You go on to YouTube.
Yeah.
So you click on that, and you click on.
I got it up right now.
Show them how to do it.
Yeah. Here you go. And you know what? Just for that too, if you all want to buy our merch and support the show, help it grow, gonna go ahead and put the link over in the chat as well. Just go ahead and click that link, take you directly to our store where you can go ahead and buy the Alamo City Sportscast merchandise here. And as you can see, we have other wares just besides the logo on the shirt. We have Keldon Johnson. We got the All-Star Retro. We got the Wemby 2.0, the Vamos Wemby shirt.
But I think it's clean, man. That black one with the orange Alamo City logo on there. Nice. I think it's clean. It costs $20 if you're skinny, $22 if you're chunky, and $24 if you're a little bit bigger than that. Okay, because it's all about size. Yes, yeah. So it's what's it called? Small to large is $20. Extra large is $22.
And there you go.
And double XL and bigger is $24.
All the way up to 4XL. If you get 4XL, it's $26. They got to add more cloth to you. You know.
Very nice. Well, again, Twisters was a good movie. Highly recommend it. You're gonna have movie snob out there going, well, it's not like the original. It's not supposed to be like the original. It's not. It was a good movie. Okay. Popcorn flick. My favorite popcorn flick of the year so far. Better than Barbie. My opinion. I got to get to work. Everyone have a fantastic day. That is Joe Garcia. Thank you to Hefe, Jeff Garcia. Thank you. Again, subscribe to the Locked On Spurs podcast at Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter and on Threads. Kens5.com as well. My name is Mike Jimenez. Thank you also to Spernandez for being our correspondent there in Las Vegas this week. Chicana Fuerte for being producer extraordinaire as well.
Yeah.
This network is growing. We're at 1,006. Next step, we're going to party. We're going to celebrate. We're still trying to figure out a place.
Yeah.
We also need to have, and also one other thing before we go. We talked about having events, right? Not just because of celebrating 1,000, but just because, like, Maybe it's a viewing party.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a poker tournament.
Yeah, you were thinking
would,
about
would
that.
anybody like a poker tournament at one of these card houses where we rent out a table or two
Yeah.
tables, and we maybe raise some money for a nice little organization?
Yeah, charity.
Mm-hmm.
The other
And
thing
don't be
is,
wrong, you could win money,
yeah,
but maybe cut off a little piece for, as Mike Taylor likes to say, for the cads.
yeah. And the other thing is, we actually we'll probably put something out on social media. We need to know what side of town you guys reside on. So we need to know where to go ahead and set up these events. That way we have a centralized location, but also we want to know where are the majority of our listeners stationed at. Are you all on the north side, the east side, south side, west side? We need to know.
I might put a poll out there saying, here's some options here. Where would you want to go to an event? Would it be downtown? Yeah. So that would be like Alamo Brewery,
some of the bars
friendly
downtown.
Spot.
Yeah.
Medical Center.
Little Woodrow's comes to mind.
North Star area.
McIntyre's.
Pelotas area.
Pete's place. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I just think that's a good line of thought.
Yeah. Examples
of where we can party. And I'll put that on a poll today at MJ Acquired Taste.
Yeah.
Joe is at Two Shots Podcast.
Yep.
And Little Mac says he's in Austin. He'll drive in. 5-1, the 512 represented.
There you go,
David
man.
Otwater saying Southwest side. Well, then that would be Medical Center.
Southwest. He's over here. Maybe he lives near Puro Exit 7.
Well, I also like that place. We were talking about that bar down the street from here. What is that called?
Lucy Cooper's.
Lucy Cooper's. I liked Lucy Cooper's. I went there this past weekend.
It's not bad. They have a little patio area there. It gets really packed during game night, especially for college football.
Yeah.
And I was telling you, that's what you want. You want to be able to have reasonably priced drinks and food. They have good bathroom facilities, which is important.
Yeah.
You're going to bring your significant other.
And David Atwater, let us know if there's any place on the Southwest side that is worth going to that would be a good place to be.
Oh, man, look at this. Charlie Hernandez, I'm off Boverde 1604. I'll go wherever.
And I mean, Joe, we were talking about this after the movies. We were driving back to your house, and I was like, we don't know where anybody lives.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're saying centralized, but if centralized is actually not centralized in the sense that
I-10 1604. I mean, like,
yeah, what is centralized, right? But anyway, everyone have a fantastic day. Again, like and subscribe. Hit the like button on the way out the door. Everyone have a fantastic day. We'll be back tomorrow.
All right. See you, bros, tomorrow. Peace.